Not all elements are created equal. In the world of Naruto, the 5 major nature transformations are treated very differently by our guy Masashi Kishimoto. They're supposed to be somewhat comparable in power, and there's even a system telling which ones are weak against the other nature transformation and which ones are strong against the other nature transformations, and also which nature transformations can power up another nature transformation, like wind powers up fire and all that. But it's clear that they are not the same, no. Fire, for instance, is absolute fodder. It never burns anything in the entire story. Wind is only strong when Naruto used the Rasen Shuriken, otherwise it's pretty much useless. Earth style is only used to create walls. Water is really mid, except when Kisame uses it. But then there's lightning style, and lightning style is very powerful. It is by far the strongest nature transformation in the entire story, and of course I'm not counting Kage Genkai's here because this is another story entirely. I'm just talking about the 5 major ones. But why is lightning style so disproportionately more powerful than the rest? Well, it all starts like everything does in shonen series because lightning style is really cool. It's much easier to draw cool lightning style jutsus than water style, wind style, and all that. It's just the nature of it, really. For battle scenes, lightning looks better. It looks more menacing. It's cool to see lightning on page and in the anime. So Kishimoto will be inclined to make lightning style jutsus more powerful. But that's not the entire thing here, because fire style also looks really cool, but we all know fire style is completely useless in the Naruto series. I've even made an entire video about it. Link in the description. But that's the thing. Fire style is in our story for our main characters because they live in the land of fire in the Leaf Village, the most common element we see. There's a lot of fire style being thrown around, and if that fire style was always extremely powerful, then things wouldn't be very good because characters would be getting burned every time and fights would be won very easily by the fire itself. However, with lightning style that's not the same because we don't see lightning style very often. So when lightning style appears in the series, it will be powerful. The first time we see lightning style in Naruto is when Kakashi uses his Raikiri and pierces Haku's heart. Now that scene was already really cool and the Raikiri looked absolutely menacing. And then we see Sasuke's Chidori, which Kakashi taught him. The same thing happens. The Chidori is the first thing that's ever hurt Gaara in his entire life. Jonins tried to kill him many times over, and Gaara didn't die. He wasn't even scratched by them, but the Chidori was able to hurt Gaara twice, so it's a very big deal. And it also looks absolutely amazing. I mean, that scene in the forest when Sasuke used the Chidori and the curse mark comes along is probably the coolest scene in the entire show. And that's pretty much it in Naruto Part 1. These are the only lightning style jutsus we see. The Raikiri and the Chidori, which are essentially the same jutsu, so we have a sample size of 1 jutsu for lightning style, and that jutsu so happens to be extremely powerful. When we move on to Naruto Shippuden, things become a little bit more interesting, I would say. Now, can you tell me any other element that by knowing a single jutsu of that element, a shinobi was able to become Kage? Well, I know 2 ninjas that became Kage simply because they knew 1 lightning style jutsus, and they were the 3rd and the 4th Raikages. I mean, the only thing they have are the lightning amp and their lightning armor, which is the same jutsu. And just by knowing that 1 lightning jutsu, they become Raikages and are pretty powerful, actually. Can you see anyone knowing 1 fire style jutsu and becoming Kage because of that? I can't see that because fire is absolutely useless. Though if it's a Madara, that's another story, but Amaterasu is Inferno style. It's not really fire style, so it's another thing. But you get the point. Normal fire, even the other elements, they are not gonna do anything. I mean, Onoki was pretty good at earth style, but he needed a KK Tota particle style, which is the fusion of 3 elements to become a Kage. Meanwhile, the Raikage is just there. Yeah, man, I know 1 lightning style jutsu and I rule over my village. Well, that doesn't seem like a fair trade-off. Lightning style and particle style that uses 3 elements? That's not balanced. But let's not really get ahead of ourselves here, because there are plenty of more lightning style jutsus in Naruto Shippuden way before we get introduced to the Raikage. First, when Sasuke shows up again in the Tenchi Bridge arc, he shows his first Chidori variants with the sword Chidori lacing thing and also Chidori Nagashi or Chidori Stream. His Chidori sword was able to cut through metal pretty easily, and he soloed Yamato in 3 seconds with that. Yamato is a Jonin with Hashirama cells, a pretty big deal I would say, and Chidori Stream was able to defeat the entire team Kakashi in like 5 seconds. Yeah, lightning style is broken and Sasuke using it is even more broken. We then get more Chidori variants such as the Chidori Senbon, which is not really that powerful. Sasuke doesn't do much with it. It's useful a couple of times but not that big of a deal. And the Chidori Spear, that one's pretty useful. Extending a Chidori into a 5-meter long sword is powerful, man. He cuts through entire Biju tails with it. And then of course we get arguably the strongest lightning style jutsu we've ever seen, Kirin. And honestly, Kirin is not only the strongest lightning jutsu, but it's also the coolest jutsu in Naruto, period. I mean, look at the panel when Sasuke uses Kirin and summons this massive gargantuan creature out of the sky to come down upon Itachi, exploding the entire Uchiha hideout. It's one of the most insane moments in the series, and that was a lightning style jutsu. Can you see a fire style jutsu doing that, or even earth style? I mean, you can't say there were those very powerful sandwich earth style jutsus that were able to restrain the Geto Mazo and the Ten Tails, but the cool factor isn't really there. Kirin is definitely the coolest jutsu ever. Another cool lightning style jutsu are the lightning hounds Kakashi used against Pain, though it's kind of unfortunate because we only get to see that jutsu one time, and it's that one time he uses on Pain, and Pain counters it really easily with his Shinra Tensei, so we don't really see if they were powerful because they were completely nagged by Pain. I think they were. I mean, they looked really awesome, but we can't say for sure. I guess I didn't mention Kakazu's lightning style, but Kakazu's fodder, so even his lightning style is fodder. I mean, this guy is absolutely worthless. But there's one interesting thing about lightning style. It doesn't really go out of fashion. Many of the other elemental style jutsus are not really used anymore in the late stages of the War arc, but lightning style is. For instance, Kakashi is using his Chidori cable to cut through a dozen or so Jinchuriki tails, version 2 tails that come from the ground. Also, Sasuke is using the Chidori up until the very last fight in the series, and in the anime he even uses Kirin against Naruto in their final battle too, which was a very cool scene, but that wasn't in the manga. Another interesting factor that makes lightning style stronger than other elements is that even when characters aren't taken out of the fight by lightning style, if they get hit by lightning, they usually get shocked and they get hurt. If you take fire style, for example, many characters simply take bombardments of fire and they walk away scot-free. Base Naruto was able to tank fire over and over again. I mean, the battle in the hospital, Sasuke throws a fireball on him and Naruto doesn't feel a thing. His clothes don't even get scorch marks or anything like that. But if you take lightning style, for example, in the fight against Killer Bee, when Sasuke's trying to capture him, he lands a Raikiri. Now B manages to tank the Raikiri and it doesn't pierce through B. However, B gets shocked, and Suigetsu, who was touching B at the moment, restraining him so that Sasuke could hit him, also gets shocked by the Chidori, and that's not good at all for him. Lightning style's really useful against Suigetsu, man. The poor guy, he doesn't catch a break. And finally, we get the most absurd demonstration of lightning style in that fight between Sasuke and Naruto in the Valley of the End in the end of Naruto Shippuden. When Sasuke drains the chakra from all 9 tail beasts into his Susanoo, making it the Indra Susanoo or the Biju Susanoo, I don't know how people like to call it, but he is completely buffed with a massive chakra boost that gives him powerful lightning style. That thing is creating swords out of lightning, destroying the Naruto Kurama clones and wreaking havoc in the battlefield, and then we get the strongest jutsu in the entire series, the strongest ninjutsu at least, which is Indra's arrow. Now, you may say Indra's arrow tied with the Naruto Rasen Shurikens, but remember there were two of those and only one Indra's arrow, so if you count them individually, the Indra's arrow is more powerful, and that was a lightning style jutsu. It was pure and sheer lightning. There wasn't anything fancy about it really. It wasn't particle style, or it didn't have good odamas or anything like that. It was just lightning, and it was able to tie against two massive Rasen Shurikens, one enhanced by a copious amount of Sage energy, and the other one a Bijudama Rasen Shuriken, using essentially every single ounce of chakra Kurama still had left in her to cast that final jutsu. And lightning style tied with it and almost beat it. I mean, honestly, Sasuke should probably have won that fight if Naruto didn't really catch Sage energy in the last second. It wasn't even Naruto, it was Kurama who saved Naruto there. And Kurama even says, Naruto, if we hadn't gotten Sage energy here, you'd have been dead. Could Fire Style have done that? Yeah, I don't think so, man. I don't really have to keep on explaining why Lightning Style is the superior out of the 5 elements. It's pretty self-explanatory, really. And of course, there are weaker Lightning Style jutsus, but we don't get to see them very often because our characters are not in the land of lightning, they are in the land of fire. From an in-universe perspective, it doesn't really make much sense for Lightning Style to be that powerful, and honestly, it probably shouldn't be, and it probably isn't. That's not Kishimoto's intention. There are probably some very powerful Earth style, Water style, whatnot jutsus that can be comparable to things like Kirin, though Indra's arrow is completely another thing. Now, nothing can really compare to that. But to more powerful lightning style jutsus that are not Indra's arrow, I think it's possible that there are other options in the other elemental styles that can be kind of the same power. I brought up the sandwich in the Earth style category. There's also Kisame's water style, which are all very powerful overall. The Rasen Shuriken wind style, and then fire style is kind of a probably Madara's majestic destroyer flame would be the most powerful thing we could come up for fire style to compare against the powerful lightning style jutsus. But the thing is, the lightning style jutsus leave a better impression because when they show up, they tend to be powerful, while many other jutsus from the other elements don't do the same. Maybe that's a bias in Kishimoto's writing. Maybe he likes lightning style better than the others, because we know he really likes Sasuke, and Sasuke is a master of lightning style, so he's gonna give him powerful jutsus. And also Sasuke is one of the main characters, so he has to win fights, and in order for him to win fights, he needs powerful jutsus, and he so happens to have lightning style, so he is going to get powerful lightning style jutsus. Lightning style is also really versatile. You can use it with your weapon. Sasuke uses it with shurikens, with his sword, with kunais and all that. And you can do stuff like that with the other elements. You can do those things with wind style too, but the other elements, yeah, maybe they're not as good, man. The biggest weakness with lightning style would probably be that it's not that good defensively, though the Raikages prove me wrong here. One would think that lightning style wouldn't be good for defense, but the third Raikage literally has one of the strongest defenses in the entire verse. It's able to tank the most powerful wind style jutsu we've ever seen, the Rasen Shuriken, and lightning is weak against wind. So that lightning style armor of the third Raikage is absolute insanity, man. Holy. It would be comparable to Kakuzu tanking Kakashi's Raikiri with his Earth-style armor because Earth's weak against lightning, but that's clearly not the case here because Kakuzu is absolute and utter fodder. Oh, but if you think about it, Boruto actually has some lightning style, doesn't he? At least in the anime, I think he uses some lightning in the kunais or the shurikens or whatever, and it's really weak. So yeah, congratulations, Boruto. You managed to make the strongest element by far really bad, like everything you ever do in your series. Congratulations. Watch this video right here to find out why fire style is so useless in the Naruto series. Subscribe to this channel if you've enjoyed the video, and like this video too to help me out with the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching.